is my 2015 Ford Focus S. It's primarily my wife's car, and it is unwavering, uncompromising in its boringness. But that might actually be a good thing. Let's talk about why. This car has a 2-liter 4-cylinder which pumps out a white-knuckle, fear-inducing 160 horsepower. This absolutely incredible amount of lacking power is sent through the Ford PowerShift dual-clutch transmission to create a package that moves no faster than Congress and shifts that are about as smooth as would make you think that they're probably actuated by a sledgehammer. The list of options that are actually equipped to this car are about as blank as a teenager's search history, and the few options that it does have baffle me in the way that they were implemented. For instance, it has power windows, but only in front. It has Bluetooth, but no cruise control. It has a backup camera, but no center console. There is no pretense of sport or fun evident anywhere in this car. In fact, it seems a lot more like Ford took a that'll do than a that's it approach to designing this car. And that's really amazing when you think about the fact that just 1 year after this car was produced, Ford came out with the Ford Focus RS, which despite being the same base platform as this bland nondescript mobile, is undeniably one of the greatest hot hatches ever made. So why do I even own this car? Well, sometimes it's good to own a boring car. And for those of you that are familiar with the channel, you might be thinking, yeah, but you also own that. Well, yeah. Now I understand that obviously to car enthusiasts like us that this seems like a much more entertaining vehicle to drive and own. And I mean, it is. I own both of these, that's true. But there's a very good reason why owning something that seems bland and generally non-interesting is actually a good idea and can benefit your life. A boring car is, well, boring. But boring to enthusiasts like you and me doesn't necessarily make it inherently bad. Ultimately, many cars that are generally disliked by enthusiasts also happen to be cars that sell incredibly well. Just like Piers Morgan, being widely disliked by a lot of people doesn't mean you can't be successful. In fact, there's a lot of reasons why enthusiasts like you and me may want to consider owning a boring car. Allow me to explain. And because I'm sure I've already bored you quite enough talking about my silver shoebox with wheels, how about we do a burnout so that I can actually maintain your attention? I love my Mustang, but there are times that I typically choose to drive the Focus instead. For instance, in inclement weather, when I'm driving to work, or when there's crowds around and I prefer avoiding legal fees and troubles that come with a manslaughter charge. As fun as driving this car is, and as much as I can hardly speak highly enough about the joys of driving something like this every day, there is one problem. Because you know, as car people, we love cars like this. That's why we aspire to drive them as much as we possibly can. But the reality is that with the mundane nature of everyday driving, sometimes a little bit of that specialness tends to kind of wear away. So, in an interesting turn of events, that's brought us right back to here. Oh good, this came with. You never really know with teleportation. But with all the things I've said, all the negatives about this car, I mean, I just don't care about it. What's the point of owning it? Well, that. A big scrape like this on my Mustang, man, that would kill me. But on this thing, it's just become a feature of the styling. I backed into a telephone pole with this car. And granted, not at a speed that it really equaled any real consequence, but still, had I done that in my Mustang, I would have been freaking out. But I'm pretty sure that my actual thought process when it happened in this car was basically, oops. I did a big upgrade on the lighting in this garage just recently, and most of these overhead lights that you're seeing right now have been replaced. And when I did that, one of the big old steel lights that used to be up on the ceiling was leaned up against the wall before I threw it out, and I accidentally tipped it over and it went right into the door of the Focus and put a big door ding. And although it's not like it made me happy that that happened, I was sure glad that it happened to that car. And I think that's really case in point when it comes to this discussion. There's an odd satisfaction as a car enthusiast to owning a car that you just simply don't care about. So yeah, while I love this car and I'm certainly happy that I bought it, sometimes it's nice to just drive something that doesn't give you as much, but therefore doesn't require as much in response. So I don't think I can make it any more clear that this is just a car to me. And interestingly, as a car enthusiast, that's one of the most freeing feelings you can have. Hey guys, it's Colton. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. It took a lot more work to put together than the average video that I do, but if you did enjoy it, please consider subscribing to the channel. I'd love to make more videos of this sort. I hope it was worth the wait, and I will see you guys all again next time.